Hare Krishna, everyone. Dharma Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Let's recite the invocation prayers and the Mangla Charan. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya
Virandasya
Jnananjana-shalakaya
Jnananjana-shalakaya
Chakshurunmilitam
Chakshurumilitam
Yena
Yena
Tasmai Shri
Tasmai
Gurave
Shri Gurave
Namaha.
Namaha
Shri
Sri
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Manobhishtam
Manobhishtam
Sthapitam Yena
Sthapitam Yena
Bhutale
Bhutale
Swayam Rupa
Rupa
Kadamahyam
Kadhamayam
Dadati
Dadati
Sapadantikam
Sapadantikam
Vandeham Shri
Vandeham
Guru
Shri Guru Shri
Padakamalam
Padakamalam
Shri
Shri
Guru
Guru
Vaishnavanscha
Vaishnavascha
Shri Rupam
Shri Rupam
Sagrajatam
Sagrajatam
Sankara
Sagana
Raghunatam
Raghunatam
Satam
Vitam Tam
Sajivam
Sujivam
Sadhvaitam
Sadhvaitam
Savadutam Parijana
Sadhutam
Sahitam Krishna
Parijanasahitam Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Devam
Devam
Shri
Sri
Radha Krishna
Radha Krishna Padan Sakanadata Shri
Satam
Vishakhanvitamscha
Shri
He
Krishna
Krishna
Karuna
Karuna
Sindhu Dina
Sindhu Dina
Bandho
Bandhu
Jagatpate
Jagatpate
Gopesha
Gopesha
Gopika
Gopika
Kanta
Kanta
Radha Kanta
Radha Kanta
Namostute
Namostate
Tapta
Tapta
Kanchana
Kanchana
Gaurani
Gaurani
Radhe
Radhe
Vrindavaneshwari
Vrindavaneshwari
Vishvadhanute
Vishwanute
Devi Namami Hari
Hari Hari Priye
Panchakalpatarubhyascha
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
Kripa
Kripa
Sindhubhya
Sindhubhyascha
Patitanam
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavyo
Namo
Namo
Namaha
Namah Jai Shri Krishna
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda Shri
Nityananda
Advaita
Shri
Gadadhara
Advaita Gadadhara
Sivasadi
Sivasadi
Gaur
Gaura
Bhaktavinda
Bhaktavinda
Namo
Hare
Vishnu
Krishna
Padaya
Padaya
Krishna
Krishna
Prabhu
Krishna
Bhutale
Bhutale
Srimati Bhakti
Srimati Bhakti
Vedanta Swami
Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste
Namaste
Saraswati
Saraswati
Deve
Devine
Gauravani
Gauravani
Pracharine
Pracharine
Nirvishesha
Nirvisheshyasanyavadi Paschatyadeshi Mukam karoti vachalam pangum pangayate Yatkripatamaham vande Shri Guru Naranam Madhavam Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya
Tadbhaktaya namo namaha.
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we have in this journey of Bhagavad Gita, we have reached at the verse 18.66. So this is the most important verse, and Prabhupada was so merciful that he actually gave us the understanding of this verse in almost every other purport of Bhagavad Gita so far. So I think most of you already understand the meaning of this verse, but we'll still break it down, and it will take at least 2 classes. So we'll try to understand the meaning of the first line today. But before that, let's recite. And I know some of you have memorized it. If you had to memorize one verse from Bhagavad Gita, then this is the verse to memorize. So if you want to start your journey of memorizing verses, then this is the most important verse. It's the conclusion, the essence, the summum bonum of Bhagavad Gita. So please memorize this. It was very dear to Prabhupada, this verse, and it is dear to all Vaishnav Sampradayas. And it is the essence of Krishna's instructions. So so I will recite and please follow, and then whoever has memorized, please take turns to recite it as well. And then we will understand the meaning in detail. So let's start. I'll recite it first and we'll follow so that we understand the correct recitation, the correct pronunciation of all the Sanskrit words. Sarvadharman parityajya
Parityaja
Mamekam sharanam raja
Mamekam Sharanam
Mamekam
Vraja
Aham tvam sarva papebhyo Aham tvam
Aham Tvam
sarva
Sarva
Sarvapapebhyo
Papebhyo
Mokshayashyami ma shucha
Mokshayishami
Mokshayashyami ma
Mashacha.
shucha. So we'll do it a couple more times, but I want you to pay attention to these diacritics. So you see these lines and these dots. These are called diacritics. These are not seen in regular English language, but these are used when we convert a language into English. So for example, here we are converting Sanskrit into English, and so many alphabets are not available in English language. So to make it universal, to make it easy to understand, these diacritics are used as a universal language, basically. So whenever there is a line on top of A, it is read as A. Okay, so dharm, so it's dharman, it's not dharman, it's dharman, right? You can see a ki matra, so a. And when there is this little line, you see the diagonal line on S, the S becomes sh. Okay, because there is no sh in English language, you would have to write sh to write sh, but there is really no sh itself. So then when there is this line, then it becomes sh. So shar, and when sharanam, nam, so it's not sharanam, it's sharanam. You see this ra does not exist in English language. So when there is a dot under n, it becomes sharanam. Ma mekam sharanam vraja. Now, if you're not able to say na, that's fine. You can say sharanam. So typically, I just say sharanam. Ma mekam sharanam vraja. But if you're more eloquent and you want to say it more properly, then it becomes sharanam vraja. Then again, you see aham twam, twam a, right? Not twam. Twam means you. Twam in Sanskrit means you. But when he says twam, he means your. Okay, I'll take away your sins, he says. Twam. So not twam, not you sins, your sins. So your is twam. Aham twam sarva papebhyo. Again, you see pap. So instead of using two A's, when there is a line on A, it becomes a. So papebhyo. And then again, you see, so sh sometimes is written like this, sometimes like this, sh. Mokshai shami. Ma, again you see, sh, shucha. So C is always ch. When Prabhupada converts it into English language, it is ch, shucha. So to give H the proper h kind of intonation, the dot is put underneath. So shucha, shucha. It's like these dots after shucha. Ma shucha. So like that we have to pronounce. So let's try again. Sarvadharman parityaja.
Sarvadharman parityajya
Mamekam sharanam vraja.
Mamekam sharanam vraja.
Aham tvam
Aham sarva papebhyo
Mokshayashyami ma shucha.
mokshayashyami masucha.
Once more, we'll do a little faster. Sarvadharman parityaja. Sarvadharman
Parityajya
Mamekam sharanam vraja.
Mam ekam sharanam vraja.
Aham tvam sarva papebhyo.
Aham tvam sarva papebhyo
Mokshayashyami ma shucha.
mokshayashyami masucha.
Okay, so let's hear some recitation. Let's go. Let's take whoever has memorized. I hid it from the screen, so whoever has memorized, and please others that have not memorized can also continue. Okay, we'll take people that knew it from before. How about that? And so people that have recently memorized can become more solidly situated. So we'll take it from Vedi. Go ahead, Vedi.
Hare Krishna.
All follow after you, okay? Can you
Okay.
decide whichever that we follow?
Yes. Sarvadharman parityajya
Sarvadharman
parityajya Mamekam sharanam vraja.
Mamekam sharanam vraja.
Aham tvam sarva papebhyo
Aham
Aham tvam sarva papebhyo
mokshayashyami ma shucha.
mokshayashyami ma sucha.
Hare Krishna.
So what we'll do is we'll take 2 or 3 recitations. Then I will also correlate with the word meanings because some devotees would learn easier when they know the meanings of each word also. And then we'll try again. So we'll spend some time on this verse because it's important. Who else wants to recite next?
Yes, Mataji.
Go ahead, Mataji. So Puna Mataji, then Anita Mataji after that.
Sarvadharman parityajya
Sarvadharman parityajya
mamekam sharanam vraja.
Mamekam sharanam vraja.
Aham tvam sarva papebhyo
Aham
Tvam
tvam
sarva
sarva
papebhyo
mokshasyami ma sucha.
mokshaishami ma shuchaha.
Very bold, very nice, wonderful. Yes, Mataji.
सर्वधर्मान् परित्याज्य
Sarvadharman parityaja
माम् एकं शरणं व्रज
Mamekam sharanam vraja.
सर्वपापेभ्यो
Aham tvam sarva papebhyo
मोक्षमिष्यामि मा शुचा
मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचा।
mokshaishami ma shuchaha.
Mataji, एक बार और.
सर्वधर्मान् परित्याज्य
Sarvadharman parityaja
माम् एकं शरणं व्रज
Mamekam sharanam vraja.
अहं त्वां सर्वपापेभ्यो
Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshaishami ma shucha. Prabhuji, Mataji ki voice mute हो रही है बीच में actually. I saw that she was speaking. We could not hear her.
Oh, okay, okay. Mokshaishami
शुचा।
Okay. Raghu Prabhu, I heard, was reciting. Prabhuji, you want to recite?
या जय श्री कृष्ण
And then-
सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य
Sarvadharman parityaja
मामेकं शरणं व्रज
Mamekam sharanam vraja.
अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यो
Aham tvam sarva papebhyo
मोक्षमिष्यामि मा शुचा
mokshaishami ma shucha.
Okay, Rekha Mataji, go ahead, and then we will
So
take.
I'll just one thing I think Prabhuji, I also want to correct a little bit just because I know you are trying to remember. I want you to remember correctly. And I heard both times, I think the word moksha shami mashacha.
Okay, so it's not moksha ishyami, it's mokshashyami.
Mokshai
Yes,
को एक साथ ले लो प्रभु जी. Mokshai Shami.
Okay,
Mokshai Shami. Yeah, Ishyami alag se, if you separate Mokshai Ishyami, then that's not. Y and I have to be taken together. So Mokshai, like this. Shami. Mokshai
Okay.
Shami, like that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Rekha, thank you, Prabhuji. It was wonderful recitation, everyone. Rekha Mataji, go ahead.
सर्वधर्म परित्यज्य
Sarvadharman parityaja
माम् एकं शरणं व्रज।
mamekam sharanam vraja.
अहं तवं सर्वपापेभ्यो
Aham tvam sarva papebhyo
मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचा।
mokshaishami ma shucha.
Very good. Okay, so let's break this down, and then whoever wants to try after, we'll go again. So let's read each synonym. Sarva dharman, all varieties of religion. Parityajya, abandoning. Mam, unto me. Ekam, only. Sharanam, for surrender. Braja, go. Okay, well, let's just do this first line. So this is broken into, we can break it into two lines. This is the first line of the verse, this one, and then this is the second line. Okay, so sarv means all, sabhi. Dharman means dharma. Okay, the plural of dharma is dharman. So sabhi dharmo ko. Okay, parityajya, give up, abandon. Give up or abandon all types of religions. Okay, dharman, dharmo ko, sabhi. Parityajya means give up or abandon. Mam means mine. Ekam, only. Sharanam. Sharanam means shelter or surrender. Vraja, get situated or go. Okay. So stay just only in my shelter. Okay. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Krishna is saying. So if you break word by word, it means sabhi dharmo ko parityajya chhod do, give up. Mamekam, only mine. Sharanam raja, शरण में आ जाओ या चले जाओ. सभी धर्मों को छोड़ दो, ओनली मेरी शरण में आ जाओ. सो सर्व मीन्स सभी, धर्मान मीन्स धर्मों को, परित्यज्य गिव अप, छोड़ दो, माम मेरी, एकम सिर्फ एक मेरी, शरणम शरण में, व्रज आ जाओ. Okay, so this is the first line. Then the second line is aham. Aham means I, tvam you, sarva all, papebhyo sinful reactions, mokshayashami will deliver, ma do not, shucha worry. So let's take the second line word by word. Aham means मैं or me or I. Okay, aham. Tvam means you. Sarva papebhyo. Sarv again, sarv word means sabhi. Papebhyo meaning all the sinful reactions or all the sins. So I will deliver you. Mokshayashami means deliver you. And whenever somebody says I will do this, they say ami, like aham pathami, right? Aham gachami, मैं पढ़ता हूँ, मैं जाता हूँ. Huh? So whenever ami is used means aham, मैं ये कर दूंगा. So Krishna is saying I will deliver you. Moksha means deliver you or liberate you from all your sins. Your sins, your, Tvam is yours. I will deliver you from all your sins. So this is actually the second part of this verse. And the last, he is giving a reassurance. He's saying, Ma, meaning do not, Shucha, worry. Do not worry. Do not fear. Okay, do not fear. So he says, I will deliver you of all your sins. Do not fear. Aham means I, Tvam means your, Sarva means sabhi or all, Papebhyo means sins, Moksha means, Mokshayashami means I will deliver, Ma Shucha, do not worry. So give up, Sarva Dharman Parityaja, give up all types of religion, come only under my shelter, Ma Mekam, only mine, Ma Mekam, only my shelter. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. I will deliver you from all the sins. Do not fear. So this is the verse. Okay. Now that you understand the meaning, and it's very simple meaning actually. It's very simple Sanskrit also. This is not Bhagavad Gita does not have very difficult Sanskrit. So the verses are short and easy to memorize. So, so please try to memorize this one. Let's see who else would like to recite. I do want to spend some time on this recitation because I think we can open our account of verses from this verse. Avni, is that Avni that wants to recite?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Avni, go ahead.
Sarvadharman parityajya.
Sarvadharman
Parityajya.
Yeah.
Mamekam sharanam vraja.
Ekam sharanam vraja.
Aham tvam sarva papebhyo.
Aham tvam sarva papebhyo.
Mokshayashami ma sucha.
Okay, anybody that does not know this verse wants to look at it and recite, or if they know and want to recite. Archita Mataji, were you going to recite? I thought you were unmuting. Anybody wants to recite? They can look and recite also. Jagrati Mataji, Priyanka Mataji, Hema Mataji, Shravani Mataji, Mama, Vinay or Shalini Mataji, please Who wants to? I can put it on the screen. You can look at it and decide. It's not that hard. Please make a bold effort for Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, I'll recite.
Yes.
Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma sucha. Hare Krishna.
Very bold. Very nice, Mataji. I think you can memorize this very easily within a few hours. Okay, who else wants to? Prinka Mataji, you want to recite?
Try Mataji. 1 second.
Yes. Please try. That's all we have to do. Who else?
Sarvadharma Parityaja. Aham. I forgot. Okay, it's there on the screen. So give me 1 second. Yeah. Sarvadharma Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Ikshami Mashucha.
Very bold. Very nice. Wonderful. Mataji, almost you got it.
Mataji, I want to recite.
Yes, please go ahead.
Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha yashyami ma sucha.
Very bold. You all are amazing. All are scholars.
Hari Bol.
This is it. Yes, yes.
Hari
ma'am.
Bol. I want to recite. Sarv dharman pratajatya mamekam sharanam vraj aham tvam sarv papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. Hari Bol.
Very bold. Okay, wonderful. So yeah, just a little bit of the pronunciation needs to be corrected, but I think everybody's got it. Navya wants to recite. Navya, you want to recite without looking?
Yes.
Okay.
Sarvadharmam prityaja mamekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma sucha.
Okay. Very bold. Thank you, Navya. Who else? Hema Mataji. Okay, if not, we'll go to the verse itself. So let's read the translation one more time. So translation 18.66. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Okay. Sarva dharman parityaja. Abandon all varieties of religion. Ma mekam sharanam raja. Only and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. Do not fear. Ma shucha. Okay. So this is the verse. Now let's break this down. So today I'm just going to take the first line and actually just one word in this that is most important, which is dharman. So I'm trying to understand here. Krishna told us in chapter 4 that in verse 4.8, he said, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. That's correct, right? He said that I come to establish religion. Whenever there is decline in religious principles and practices, I come to establish the religion. And now, by the end, he's telling us to give up all types of religion. So, is Bhagavad Gita, is Krishna telling us to reject dharma? Because I thought the whole point of Bhagavad Gita was to establish dharma. The whole point of war of Mahabharata was that it was a dharma yudh and the battle was to establish dharma. So why is Krishna asking Arjun to reject dharma? Is he asking Krishna to reject dharma? So to answer that question, we have to understand what is dharma. Okay, what is the definition of dharma? So I want to hear from everybody. What is your understanding of dharma? What do you think dharma is? It could be in one word, it could be in a couple of lines. And Prabhupada has given us the definition of dharma over and over again. But what dharma is Krishna talking about? The dharma that he's asking us to reject, I want to know the definition of that dharma. So you can just give me one word, one line, few short words. Let's hear from somebody.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So dharma here, I think it's rituals, like all those rituals that a person performs.
Okay, some ritualistic ceremonies and performances. Okay, let's hear from everybody. We'll see. Yes, Raghu Prabhu.
Is it a code of conduct?
Code of conduct. Okay. Yes. So dharma could be ritualistic ceremonies. It could be code of conduct. And there is not going to be any wrong answer. I can already tell you that. So please make an effort and try to answer, explore your mind, your intelligence, and see what comes to mind. What is your definition of dharma? Even before you came to these Bhagavad Gita classes, what was your understanding? What dharma means? Yes, Vedi.
Like whatever, like you're a doctor, so like your dharma is to treat patients and see them.
Like a duty.
Yeah.
Like a duty. Okay, yes. So my duty, my purpose, right? My profession or job that I've taken on. Okay, perfect. Yes, very, very good. Who else wants to answer? Yes, Nirbhay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So before I learned or heard about this, like the earlier understanding used to be almost synonymous to religion, as dharma is kind of religion, was the previous understanding. But now I have understood that now my understanding is that dharma means the
Let's just take
original
the previous
nature of anything.
understanding. Nirbhay Prabhu,
Okay.
let's just understand what Krishna is talking about. So Krishna is talking about giving up some kind of dharma. So we're talking about that dharma, the one that he wants us to give up. So everybody is giving us that definition. So you're saying it's religion. Is that right?
That's what I used to think, but now it's
Right.
different. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's see who else wants to take a venture, take a guess. What religion is Krishna asking us to give up? Sarva dharman parityaja. He's stating it very boldly, to give up, to reject dharma. Yes, Shravani Mataji.
Yeah, by the law, whatever we do by the law, righteousness.
Okay, the law or like the rules, the
Rules.
righteousness. Yes, very nice. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yes, Vedi.
Is he meaning like by dharma, does he mean what, like your actions? Your
Actions.
dharma? Give up all that and just surrender to him.
Okay. Sure. Yes. Okay, so let's understand this. So Krishna is asking us to reject dharma. So we have to understand our definition of dharma. We have to understand what dharma is. So in Bhagavad Gita, if you have followed the pattern, Krishna changes the definition, and we have taken actually a full, almost a seminar when we did that Bhagavad Gita seminar at the temple, and then we did a follow-up class that talked about changing our vision, changing the definitions that this world gives us about happiness, about success, about who's the doer. So many about our vision of this world gets changed when we read Bhagavad Gita. So this is so here Krishna is going to change our definition of dharma. So all of you mentioned very rightly that dharma, according to this, according to the typical definition, can mean two things. Either it means religion, okay, like Nirbhay Prabhu was saying, we sometimes translate religion as dharma or dharma as religion in English. The other very important word that Avni gave was your purpose or your goal in this life, your duty. She said duty. So sometimes dharma is considered purpose or duty. And then somebody said another important word that they said was various values or code of conduct, how to live in this world, various, you can say, morals or ethics. Okay, so that could all comprise dharma, and that is the right definition. There is just a little twist to it, because Krishna is just going to correct our definition of dharma a little bit. Okay, and for that I'll tell you a couple of or actually one story that will help you to understand what it means. So yes, you're right. These are the common definitions. Now, if we go into each of these, Religion typically means a set of rules, set of restrictions, like Shravani Mataji was saying, some order, that is some type of boundaries that are set by a particular faith, so that we stay in mode of goodness, so that we get some piety, we get some pious credits, and we gradually develop in our consciousness, improve our consciousness, and go gradually advance towards Godhead. So that is the purpose of religion. It gives us a code of conduct. It gives us some ethical value. So religion is like a code of conduct. It gives us certain values, certain principles, certain boundaries within which to behave, certain ritualistic, or actually Anita Mataji also said about rituals, certain ritualistic ceremonies that gives us pious credits, so that we can remove our sins and purify ourselves. So religion is the path of purifying ourselves and gradually improving our consciousness, uplifting our consciousness. That is the meaning of religion. So yes, it could be this could be dharma. We are just going to perfect our definition. All this is definitely the definition of dharma. There is just a little bit of addition to that. Okay, we'll take that in the end. Then there is purpose or duty. So many people say, jaise ki I'm doctor, that this is my dharma, my karma is my dharma, or I am or some people have a great artistic talent and they say, let's say music is my dharma, or my art is my dharma, right? So these are the various purposes that we have attached to this body, that we have received because of this body. So various objectives or goals that we're trying to fulfill through this body, that gives purpose to this life. Okay, those duties that we fulfill to give purpose to this life, that could also be dharma. So they are typically attached to this body. Okay, the purpose or goal will typically be attached to this body. So somebody says, I'm a cricketer and cricket is my dharma, or I'm a desh bhakt and desh nishtha is my, desh bhakti is my dharma, or I'm a wife, so my husband, or serving my husband, serving my family is my dharma. I'm karmanisht, so my duty, my job is my dharma. Somebody can say, my family, treating them, serving them is my dharma. Pleasing my community, serving my community is my dharma, right? I can say patient care is my dharma. So like that, what gives value to this particular body, what gives us value in this particular body, can be called dharma also. But that's basically purpose or duty that we have attached to this body. Okay, different roles. You can also say different roles that we play in this body can also be called as dharma. Okay. So whether that role is that of a wife, a mother, a father, a teacher, a lawyer, those roles that have been given to this body, some people call that dharma. Fulfilling those duties properly is also called dharma. And then come various values or morals, like Mataji was saying, righteousness. So living righteously. Just say last time we took that class about doing the right thing, right? Living by proper morals and ethics, doing the right thing, making the right choice at all times. So not lying, honesty, forgiveness, kindness, compassion, friendship, cooperation, tolerance, patience, all those values or qualities that Krishna talks about in chapter 12, chapter 16, all those qualities could comprise the values or morals. So Krishna has given us all these, okay? But now he's asking us to reject this. He's saying, if this is your definition of dharma, then I want you to reject these. What is the meaning of that? Why is he asking us to reject these when all these things are right? Fulfilling your purpose, the goal that you have attached to this body, that is the right thing to do. Following a code of conduct, certain restrictions, certain boundaries, staying in a certain boundary and performing certain ritualistic ceremonies according to a faith or religion, also right thing. Following certain values and ethics and morality in life, also right thing. So all of them seem to be the right thing, and all of them comprise dharma, but there is a twist to this definition. Okay, we have to go to the peak. We have to go to if this is a mountain, yes, this is the sum and substance of dharma, but then we have to get to the peak, the summit. We have to upgrade our definition of this dharma. Okay, so for that, I'll tell you a short story, and most of you know this story, but I'm going to put this in context with this definition of dharma. Okay, we have to raise the bar. We have to understand this change in vision, this paradigm shift that Krishna is giving us. So it's a very important paradigm shift here. So if you remember in Mahabharata, Mahabharata is such a great epic, not because like other tales, just like, Bollywood, Hollywood movies or various books, they end when everything is good. They end when everything. So actually, Mahabharata should have ended with the battle, because they won the battle and they got the kingdom, and now you should say they lived happily ever after. But actually, Mahabharata is so great because it did not stop at where the war ended. It continued, and it even showed what happened to Pandavas after they became old, and when Krishna left this material world, when he wrapped up his pastimes and he left, and Arjun heard that Krishna has left, and what happened to Pandavas. And Pandavas decided to retire when it was their time, and they gave up the kingdom to Parikshit Maharaj. Yudhishthir Maharaj made Parikshit the king of the entire world, and they left. So all 6 of them, the 5 Pandavas and Mother Draupadi, they took sannyas. They left for the forests. And then slowly how their health declined. Mahabharata talks about all of that, how each of them then finally lost the body, finally gave up the body, and went back to godhead. Now each of them fell. Okay, Mother Draupadi was, I think, the first one. I think it was, I can't remember the order, but ultimately when after Bhim, I think it was in the order of youngest to oldest. The last one was Yudhishthir Maharaj. Okay. Now, when all these 6 people were in the forest and on their last journey, when they were about to leave their body, there was a dog that was following them. The dog was following them throughout this journey. And Yudhishthir Maharaj thought, okay, this dog is now under our care. We should just keep him with us. But slowly, each of his brother, Draupadi, everyone started dying. They started giving up their body. Finally, it was just Yudhishthir Maharaj left alone with the dog. Okay. And Yudhishthir Maharaj, also time came when his health declined so much that he also gave up the body. And to his surprise, the dog came with him. So he thought, okay, maybe dog also left. So Yudhishthir Maharaj and dog both were taken to the heavenly planets. Okay. So they were going up in their journey to the heavenly planets. And when they went up, they went to the Swargloka, and Indra greeted them very nicely. So Indra said, you can come in, Yudhishthir Maharaj, but this dog cannot come in. So Yudhishthir Maharaj said, no, that's not possible. If I'm coming into your planet, the dog has to come with me, because I have decided to take care of him. He's under my shelter and he needs to come in. So anyways, there was this back and forth between Indra and Yudhishthir Maharaj. And finally, the dog changed and became a personality called Dharma or Dharmaraj. So, Yudhishthir Maharaj's name, another name is Dharmaraj. There is a reason why we dictating this story, narrating the story, because Yudhishthir Maharaj is the upholder of Dharma. So who else to understand Dharma from but Yudhishthir Maharaj, right? So he is called Dharmaraj. And why is he called Dharmaraj? Because he was the son of Yamraj. So this dog changed into a personality called Dharma. And he said, Yudhishthir Maharaj, I was just testing you to see if you would leave me the Dharma at the very end of your life, or if you will take me with you. So Dharma had actually tested Yudhishthir Maharaj before also. That is a whole different story and different conversation. I'm sorry. So then Yudhishthir Maharaj entered into heavenly planets. Okay, and Dharma told him that you will get a real lesson in Dharma. You will see, and we will all see how Yudhishthir Maharaj, who's the Dharmaraj, who's the upholder of all Dharma, will get the lesson in the real Dharma soon. So when he went into heavenly planets, he saw that all this Duryodhan and Kauravas and Duryodhan and party, they were all enjoying themselves in the Swargloka. So he was very confused. Oh, okay, they are all enjoying themselves here. Maybe because, they fought the war in front of Krishna, they lost their life. So they got pious credits and they came to this heavenly planet. Fine. But he thought he'll also see his brothers and Draupadi there. They were nowhere to be found. He couldn't find them anywhere. So he asked Indra, where are my brothers? Where is Draupadi? Where are they? he said, you know, why do you worry about them? They went where they needed to go. You're here. Why don't you just stay and enjoy? So Yudhishthira Maharaj said, no, there is no way. They helped me so much. I want to know what happened to them. What gati did they receive? What destination did they achieve? They should be in the same place as me, because we all had, similar type of sacrifices and same life. And where did they go? So Indra said, okay. So he sent a servant, his servant, to go with Yudhishthira Maharaj, and he said, okay, take Yudhishthira Maharaj to where his brothers and Draupadi went. I cannot go there, but you can take him there. So to Yudhishthira Maharaj's horror, this servant started taking him to the lower planets. So Duryodhan and party is enjoying in the upper planets, in the heavenly planets, and he saw that I'm being taken to lower planets. So he was wondering, he was very worried. Are my brothers and Draupadi in lower planets? Are they suffering in the hellish planets? How is that possible? That's not possible. They did all pious activities. They were devotees. Their whole life, Krishna's best devotees. What is this? So so servant finally, when he reached halfway into the heavenly planets, and there are all kind of scenes of horror and torture and abominable things are going on around them, and servant said, look, I cannot go this far, but you can continue your journey and you will find your brothers. So so Yudhishthira Maharaj kept walking, and he came across his brothers and Draupadi, and they were suffering. And so much suffering is described. And Yudhishthira Maharaj said, okay, I cannot go anywhere. I have to stay with you. Why was I given heavenly planets and you are suffering here? I'm just going to stay here with you. So he sat down, but he was very upset, very morose that my brothers are suffering like this for all eternity. What is this? What did they do? So at that time, suddenly the scene lifted and scene changed, and Dharma came in front of him again, and he said, I will give you the real lesson in Dharma. Please don't worry, Yudhishthir, this was not real. Your brothers and Draupadi, they're all in Lord's abode. Forget about heavenly planets, they're in Lord's abode. They're beyond this material world. So all of you know that heavenly planets are also part of this material world, but they are not in this material world. They are in Lord's abode. They are enjoying with Krishna. So don't worry about them at all, and you will soon be taken there. But the reason you are last to go there, and you were given this screensaver, you can say, this ad to see, horrific advertisement that you had to see, was because you have committed a dharma in your life. So Yudhishthira Maharaj said, what are you talking about? I am Dharmaraj. I am so popular for upholding dharma. How could I have committed a dharma in my life? He said, yeah, there is one thing you did which was on the verge of adharma. It was shaded with a tinge of adharma. All your life was full of dharma, but there was a tinge of adharma in one activity that you did, because of which you had to see the scene. That's why you are not suffering in this hellish planets. You were just given a preview of what hellish planets look like, but you had to even see this horror of hellish planets because you did some little tinge of adharma. So then he told him a story. Yamraj told him that if you remember the battle of Mahabharata, there was a time when Dronacharya needed to be killed. Dronacharya was very powerful at that time, and Dronacharya needed to be killed. And do you remember what happened? So the story, I think you know. Now we'll hear the act of adharma by Yudhishthira Maharaj. Everybody's following the story so far? So we are going to hear the act of adharma by Yudhishthira Maharaj. It is not possible for him to do adharma, but let's see what Yamraj calls, or Dharmaraj calls, adharma. So he said, when Dronacharya was very powerful and needed to be killed, so Krishna said that the Dronacharya needs to be taken out next. Dronacharya needs to be killed next. And it is not possible to kill Dronacharya unless he gives up his weapons. And the only way Dronacharya will give up his weapons is if he hears that his son Ashwathama is dead on the battlefield. If he hears that he has lost his son, he will become so morose that he will give up his weapons and he will renounce the battle. So we need to tell him somehow that his son is dead. So he's told Bhima, there is an elephant. It's not possible to kill Ashwathama either, but there is an elephant whose name is Ashwathama. Why don't you kill that elephant and start shouting that Ashwathama is dead? go tell Dronacharya that Ashwathama is dead after killing the elephant Ashwathama. So that's what Bhima did. Bhima carried out the instructions of Krishna perfectly, to the T. He said, okay, I will kill this elephant. So he killed the elephant Ashwathama and told Dronacharya that, and they spread the news to Dronacharya that Ashwathama is dead. Dronacharya did not believe it. Dronacharya said, who killed Ashwathama? My son knows such intricate secrets of fighting that it's not easy to kill him. Nobody can kill him. I do not, who killed him? So they said, Bhima is the one shouting that Ashwathama is dead, Ashwathama. So maybe he killed him. Dronacharya said, that's not possible. Bhima cannot kill Ashwathama, my son. So I have to hear this from Yudhishthir Maharaj. Yudhishthir Maharaj is Satyavadi. He's truthful. His life is he's an exemplar of truthfulness. Exemplar hota hai jo exemplify karta hai he exemplifies something. He's the personification of dharma and satya, truthfulness. He's Satya Parayan. So only if Dharmaraj Yudhishthir Maharaj tells me that my son Ashwathama is dead, then I will believe it. I won't believe Bhima's word. So he went to Yudhishthir. Now, Krishna had told Yudhishthir Maharaj. Krishna said, Yudhishthir Maharaj, you have to lie. You have to say that Ashwathama is dead. Okay, Krishna has told. So now Yamraj tells Yudhishthir Maharaj, the reason you saw this scene of horrific tortures of your brothers and Draupadi's because you failed to lie for Krishna. You did not lie when Krishna wanted you to lie. That was adharma. So basically, what did Yudhishthir do? Yudhishthir said, oh, I cannot lie, Krishna. He argued with him. And Krishna should not have to convince you. Okay, if Krishna says something, you should just do it without being convinced, without arguing with him. But anyways, Krishna still, holding Yudhishthir Maharaj in high regards, actually, he also told him another story. So now, dear friends, dear devotees, third story. Okay, please follow closely. Avni scratching her head. Is everybody following? So Krishna is trying to convince Yudhishthir Maharaj that you have to lie to Dronacharya and say that Ashwathama is dead. Okay, you cannot say the truth. You have to lie. Okay, and he gave a story. He said that once there was a group of dacoits chasing a couple of merchants in the forest. They wanted to kill them. And Kaushik Rishi was sitting in his ashram meditating. He saw that these two merchants came and hid in his ashram. Okay. So when the dacoits came and found Kaushik Rishi, they asked Kaushik Rishi, where are the merchants that we were chasing? Now Kaushik Rishi had two choices. He could have lied that I don't know, I didn't see them, I don't know who you're talking about. Or he could have said that they're hiding in my ashram. So dear friends, what would you do? Avni, would you lie and say that merchants I don't know who they are, what are you talking about? Or would you say they are hiding in would you say the truth? And say the merchants are hiding in my ashram?
We would lie.
You would lie. But isn't lying a dharma?
I mean, this is at the cost of other people's lives, then I would not say the truth.
Yes. So truthfulness itself does not mean anything unless it serves, it pleases Krishna, unless it is helpful, and when it harms people, when it is a problem, then truthfulness by itself is not a virtue, right? So we're not teaching here to lie, but I'm just trying to establish that certain virtues and values and morals and ethics that we call religion can actually be misused and can be a dharma, and not necessarily the definition of dharma. So what happened? What did Yudhishthir? But Kaushik Rishi, what did he do? He did not do that. He was very stuck to his principles, very much, strict about those rules. And so he said the truth, and he said they're hiding in the ashram, and so they got killed, right? And so what happened? So Kaushik Rishi actually had to suffer for many lifetimes in hellish planets because of that truth that he told, the so-called truth, so-called virtue that he upheld. So Krishna told the story to Yudhishthir Maharaj so that he would lie to Dronacharya. But then Dronacharya came to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Yudhishthira Maharaj was so stuck to this Satyavadi path that what did he do? He said, Ashwathama is dead. He said this, but then in his breath, he murmured, the elephant, that elephant. So he murmured so that Dronacharya cannot hear, and his truthfulness will also be upheld. Huh? So this was the, so even though he fulfilled this instruction of Krishna, it was fulfilled half-heartedly, and it was not a complete surrender. It was not with complete belief in Krishna's Vani, Krishna's instructions and words. It was with some reservation, with sticking to your old previous notions. He did that. So that was a tinge of adharma in his otherwise completely pure dharmic life. So that's why he had to see this this horror. So so this story I told, this three-layered story. So when Yudhishthira Maharaj heard the story, he heard from Yamraj that dharma is in any values, any virtues, any morals, any ethics that we call dharma, so-called dharma. Now let's go back to our sheet. They are only dharma if they please Krishna. This righteousness is only valuable. These values, these morals are only valuable if they are in service of Krishna, if they take us, if they help us to advance our consciousness and help us advance towards Krishna. Similarly, the religion, the code of conduct, the rituals that we follow are only helpful, are only dharma, truly dharma, if they help us to advance towards Krishna. So there are so many dharmas in this world. So Krishna is not asking us to give up like Christianity. Religion here does not mean sarva dharman parityaja, does not mean to give up Christianity, give up Islam, or give up Jewish dharma or Jehovah or any of those dharma. That's not what he's talking about. Religion means a set of boundaries, set of rituals, set of traditions that a certain group of people follow so that they can gradually advance towards the goal, towards the final goal of achieving Godhead. So they can achieve perfection of life. So when this religion helps you to achieve that purpose of love of God, that the purpose of religion is to achieve love of God. When you cannot fulfill that purpose with a certain religion, then that religion is not the dharma. Okay, so dharma means to please God. Dharma means to achieve love of God. Dharma means reawaken the dormant love of Godhead within us. So if a religion, a path that you follow, a code of conduct, a certain etiquettes, a certain ritualistic ceremonies and traditions that you follow, awaken that love of Godhead within you, then that religion can be called dharma. But otherwise, if you misuse that religion to harm people, to create distinctions and to create, to discriminate people, or you cause hatred and conflict with the religion, you cause suppression of people, you cause subjugation, and you increase your sense gratification in the name of religion, then that is actually path of adharma. So if you are causing if you're misusing that religion, that actually becomes adharma. The purpose of religion, the purpose of these ceremonies, these yagyas, these fire sacrifices, this demigod worship, everything is to ultimately take you to the lotus feet of God, to take you to put you in the devotional loving service of the Lord. And similarly, the purpose or duty that we have attached to this body, some people call that dharma. So purpose, we have to understand, purpose is actually a very big topic. But briefly, purpose can be Swadharma or Sanatan Dharma. Swadharma is typically what people call purpose. Swadharma is the conditional duty, or Swadharma means the duty that is given to me in this body, like for my body, for example, the duty is given to me as a doctor, as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, or whatever, certain duties are given. Those are Swadharma. They are acquired because of this body. So this is also called, Swadharma is also called Apara Dharma. Okay. But the more important purpose of life is Sanatan Dharma. Now, most people, what they do is, they are so engaged in Swadharma, or the bodily engagement, the bodily duty, that they are forgetting to engage in Sanatan Dharma completely. What we have to do is, we have to align our Swadharma with Sanatan Dharma. What we have to do is, we have to find a balance between the two dharmas. Okay, you cannot just practice Swadharma, or the duty given in this body, and call that the perfection or the highest dharma. That's not the topmost dharma. Sanatan Dharma has to be catered to at all times. And your eternal dharma, your eternal purpose has to be, so Sanatan Dharma is eternal purpose. And what is the eternal purpose? This is what Nirbhay Prabhu was describing before, is to become servant of Krishna, to acquire love of Godhead. So this is our inherent, this is innate in all of us. Okay, this is not acquired by a certain body. This is inherent in all of us. There is this apara dharma is acquired with a certain body, okay? And it changes with different bodies. But Sanatan Dharma does not change with the body. It is inherent in everyone. It is eternal. The example of Sanatan Dharma is given as this. So many examples are given, but the biggest examples given is Sanatan Dharma is our nature. It's our internal inherent nature. Okay. For example, nature of halwa is to be sweet. Has anybody ever eaten spicy halwa? You don't even know. That's not the nature of halwa to be spicy. Can you eat spicy gulab jamun? No. Can you have, is the salt always salty? The salt always has to be salty. That's why it's, right, salt. So that's the inherent nature of the salt, to be salty. So in this way, it is the inherent nature of the living entity to be a servant of the Lord. And when we reawaken that servitude, that love within us, then that is called the eternal purpose or Sanatan Dharma. So we have to carry out our worldly duties or Swadharma, the various other purposes of life, in such a way that we can reawaken this servitude, this love of God. The true dharma can be reawakened. So the true dharma is the Sanatan Dharma, the one that increases our love of God, that reestablishes us into the service of God, into the loving devotional service of the Lord. And that is the foundational, the real religious principle. So when Krishna says, give up all dharmas and come in sarv dharman parityaja, when he says, Mam ekam sharanam raja, then he's saying, give up all these made up religions that take you away from me, that you're just performing some ritualistic ceremonies as a show off, as a status symbol, or to get some rituals people do to get more trapped in this world, so that we get more wealth, we get promotions in our jobs, they worship demigods so that we can get better body, or we can get beauty, and more money, more name, more fame, hamara business or fele, and these kind of things. They're causing you more entanglement in this world. So when you do various ritualistic ceremonies, various demigod worships, and Devi Devtaon ki puja, and various sacrifices, and as a matter of getting more entangled, then that religion is what he's saying to give up. When you follow certain code of conduct as just or certain values, morals, righteousness, just for the sake of those values and morals, like we understood in the example of Yudhishthira Maharaj, then that is also not the true religious principle. So the true religious principle is when one pleases Krishna. Whatever activity we do, we please Krishna, we invoke our love of Godhead within us. I think we're coming up to the time, so I'm going to share some verses here to just explain a little bit better, because this point is given in many verses from Bhagavatam. So let's take this verse. Here it is said, Dharman tu sakshat Bhagavad pranitam. Dharma is what is established. The true religious principle is established by the Lord himself. Okay, Dharma is what that pleases Krishna directly. Okay, he says, Savai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhokshaje. That is the para dharma, that is the param dharma with which bhakti gets reestablished in the heart. Ahetuki apratihata yayatma suprasiddhati. That bhakti which is unmotivated, which is uninterrupted, and which completely satisfies the self. So that is called paru dharma. Savai pumsa, for all living entities, for the mankind. What is the param dharma? The one that invokes your bhakti in your heart, the love and the devotion and the servitude in your heart. Vasudeva paro dharmo. So this verse here says, I'm just putting many verses here. He says, Dharma is the one where you render loving service unto the Krishna, who is the supreme goal of the life. So religion or dharma is rendering loving service unto him. So any action that you do, any purpose that you have attached to your life, any religious ceremony you are performing, if it is not invoking the true love of Godhead within you, then it is called Shram eva hi kevalam, then it is useless labor. It is worthless. It is waste of everybody's time. So you can be engaged in hundreds and thousands of purposes, and somebody can say music is my dharma, cricket is my dharma, being a doctor is my dharma, satyavadi hona is my dharma. Karna, who was Duryodhan's friend, he said being a true friend is my dharma. I'm I'm sakha parayana. No, being a true friend, that's not your dharma. So in this way, everybody has made up some dharma. But those dharmas are only made up dharmas. The true dharma is the one which is invoking the love and servitude to the Godhead. Otherwise, it's shram eva hi kevalam. It is useless labor. It is waste of time. It is waste of resources. Now, this verse comes in Mahabharata. Ahar nidra bhaya maithunam cha samanam etat pashubhir naranam dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho dharme nahina pashubhi samana. That ahar nidra bhaya maithun, ये सब तो सभी करते हैं, पशु भी करते हैं. Even animals engage in all of this, in the mating, sleeping, defending and eating. But धर्म का जो practice करता है, धर्मे नहीना पशु भी समाना. जो धर्म का प्रैक्टिस नहीं करता, ही इज लाइक पशु. और जो धर्म का प्रैक्टिस करता है, those are the topmost people. So, and the true dharma is what? Is to please Krishna. So, another verse he says, one who has forsaken his material occupations to engage in the devotional service of the Lord may sometimes fall down, yet there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. On the other hand, a non-devotee, though fully engaged in occupational duties, does not gain anything. So you can be very well situated in these so-called swadharmas or purposes of life and various other things, but as long as you don't engage in devotional service, you do not gain anything. So, and then, so there are so many verses like that. I won't share any more, but the main point is that dharman tu sakshat bhagavad pranitam. Dharma wo hai jo bhagwan ko please karta hai. This one line you can all remember. Dharman tu sakshat. Anybody asked you what is the definition of religion? Definition of religion is dharman tu sakshat bhagavad pranitam. Dharma wo hai jo sakshat bhagwan ko please karta hai. So whenever you displease Lord, whenever you're not serving him, whenever you're not trying to invoke your love for him, whenever you're not invoking love for the devotees and for various spiritual activities, you know, those choices that you make, whether it may be fulfilling material engagements, it may be fulfilling material purposes, but it is not fulfilling your spiritual eternal purpose or the Sanatan Dharma. So in this verse, when Krishna says Sarva Dharman Parityaja, in context of Arjun had two dharmas that he was conflicted between. This whole Bhagavad Gita is a fight between two dharmas. He had a Kshatriya dharma to fulfill, where he thought he should fight the war, and the other dharma was his relationship with his family members. So his personal, so both were bodily level. Kshatriya dharma was also bodily level, and relationships with his family members was also bodily level. He was conflicted between these two purposes. So Krishna was telling him that go beyond, these are the roles. Being a Kshatriya or having a relationship with these people is just a role given to you in this life. But go beyond those roles and try to understand who you are and what is your relationship with me. Try to understand deeper realities, the absolute truth. And whatever serves that absolute, whichever purpose serves the absolute truth the best, hold that purpose, serve that purpose. Does your Kshatriya dharma serve me better, or does your relationship dharma serve me better? So he said, your Kshatriya dharma at this point serves me better. So hold the highest principle, the topmost. So that is the dharma. Dharma is a topmost occupation of a living entity. That's the main thing I had. There is so much more to discuss, but I think we're running out of time. So I'll take some reflections on this. Questions, doubts, realizations. Do the stories clarify anything? Please share. Let's see who will share next. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I can just share my realization. So after reading Bhagavad Gita, it really helps to bring us in the alignment of like our what is the conditional duty, which is like you explained very well, Swadharma and Sanatan Dharma. So while not forgetting the Lord, while we are engaged in this material world, in this performing the Swadharma, we can also do we can also serve Lord. So that is what like this clarity has come after the classes that I have been attending with you. So just wanted to share my realization. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. We're also learning the same. Anybody else wants to share? The main thing is, like you said, Mataji, that only people are only focusing on fulfilling the temporary purpose of this body. So religion does translate into purpose, or dharma does translate into purpose, but you cannot neglect the eternal purpose. If you're only focused on fulfilling the temporary purpose of this body, then that is a very big waste of this human life. That is very wasteful. That's why it's called Shram Eva Hi Kevalam. So you've missed the point of this life. You're like a two-legged animal. So you're only engaged in mating, eating, sleeping, and defending, and you have missed the point. This, like for example, it is given to say, I have this iPhone, right? Now I use this iPhone as a door stopper, and every day the people are slamming on this door, and the iPhone will break. Now iPhone can be used as a door stopper, no doubt, but is that its purpose? That's not it. That's a very bad understanding, right? So that is how we are living in this world, with a very bad understanding of human life. We are living in this world, we are misusing it completely. iPhone, which is such a advanced, intelligent, intricate device which can be used for very sophisticated purposes, is now being used for a very crass and crude thing, as to stop the door. Something else could be used for that. So now if you're wasting your human life just to fulfill these temporary roles that are given in this body, then you are based and neglecting the eternal purpose, the Sanatan Dharma, the eternal purpose of your existence, then you're wasting your human life. So human body is a very advanced tool and instrument given by Krishna to use in his service. So we can become the kalam, or the brush with which he paints his paintings, or the kalam with which he writes his sagas, or the instrument with which he plays his songs. Or you can just be wasteful and just use this body in temporary bodily engagements. So we are people have misconstrued dharma to mean swadharma, or they have misconstrued it to mean just the religion jo hum various man-made, like Hindu, Muslim, Christian, those things are external. They help us to advance, but a lot of people are misusing them, number one, right, in terrorist activities and so many things. Secondly, they also misuse it in subtle ways, like people just use it as a social thing, कि just चर्च जाना है, टेम्पल जाना है, to just meet people, थोड़ा बहुत मिलने जुलने के लिए, और social gathering की तरह use करते हैं. So people go to kirtans and all these pujas, and just as अपने कपड़े दिखाने के लिए, या gossiping करने के लिए, या मिलने जुलने के लिए लोगों से. So then again you are missing the point. You've missed the point, right? So even religion is being misused very badly, and religion is external, whereas internals matter more. When that internals are strong and they manifest as ceremonies, as various sacrifices we do, then those sacrifices, those ceremonies have more importance than just doing the ceremonies for the sake of them. So internals should manifest as an external show of devotion rather than the opposite way. So in this way, that is the real definition of dharma. And Krishna is asking us to parityajya, give up all these, except only those religious principles that will ultimately lead to the love of God, the Bhagavad Dharma. So इसलिए ऐसा बोलते हैं, Bhagavad Gita stops at Sarv Dharman Parityaja, and Srimad Bhagavatam starts with the divine love of God. Because the very first, the second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam talks about well, I've lost that verse, but it goes like this. Dharma projita ketavatra parama nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastavam matra vastu shivadam tapatrayo mulana Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamune Krite Kim Ma Parerishvara Sadhyauriti Avarudyate Atra Kritibhi Sushrushubistachanar. So that verse says, Dharma projita ketavatra paramo. The param dharma is what is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, not the ketav dharma, not the cheating dharmas. All the others are cheating dharmas. Srimad Bhagavatam deals with the real dharma, the Bhagavad dharma, the love of Godhead, the divine love of God. And sushru shubhis tat kshanat, जिसको सुनने एक क्षण में love of Godhead मिल जाता है, that is the potency of Srimad Bhagavatam. साध्यो हृदय अवरुध्यते अत्र कृतिभिः तत्क्षणात् उसी क्षण भगवान का प्रेम मिल जाएगा, कृष्ण प्रेम मिल जाएगा. इतनी पावर है श्रीमद् भागवतम में. और इसमें कोई भी केतव धर्म नहीं बताया गया, only Bhagavad धर्म is described. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's the next level study. So once Sri Bhagavad Gita finishes, this is where Krishna stops. He says that I have described to you all these religious activities, the processes of religion, Gyan Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, Ashtang Yoga. Give up all of those processes. Give up all these swadharmas, kshatriya dharma, and relationship dharma, and stri ka dharma, and purush ka dharma, and all this. Give up all this. Just come into my shelter. But we'll talk about surrender next time. We'll talk about how these dharmas should lead to surrender. So you understood today, I hope, what is the definition of dharma in this world, and what is the definition of dharma according to scriptures, according to Krishna, and which dharma is he asking us to reject. He's asking us to reject the ones that do not lead to advancement towards him, that do not lead to love of Godhead. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. If anybody has any questions, please ask now, because we are running really late. Any realizations? Rekha Mataji, Raghu Prabhu, Hema Mataji, Jagrati Mataji, anyone wants to ask anything? Archita Mataji, you joined for the first time. Any realizations?
Yeah, Mataji, I learned today lots of things and I want to continue that.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, we also want to continue learning. Thank you. Please give us your association. It inspires us all to attend.
Sure.
Okay, then we'll stop here. I'll stop the recording, and then if anybody has any realization, they can share. Vancha kaltarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah gurve gaurachandraya radhikaya tada
Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Jai.
Guru Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.